So you're trying to record your metal band. You've got the performances totally dialed in, but every track you lay down sounds like a muddy, undefined mess. Your brutal screams get lost. Those aggressive guitar riffs just don't have the punch they have live. The good news? This isn't a performance problem. It's a gear problem. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to pick the right microphones built to handle high volumes so you can capture every brutal scream and distorted riff with studio quality clarity. We'll cover the best mics for vocals, guitars, and drums, and by the end, I'll even share a pro tip on a single microphone that can get you awesome results on a budget. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more recording tips just like this. This is honestly one of the biggest frustrations for new bands. You spend countless hours writing and rehearsing, perfecting your sound, only to have it completely fall apart when you hit record. The raw energy from the practice room just doesn't translate through the speakers. Your vocals sound thin and get buried under a wall of guitars. The guitars themselves sound fizzy instead of crushing, and the drums have zero impact. It's a super common story, but it's one with a clear solution. It all starts with understanding that not all mics are created equal, especially when you're dealing with the sheer force and complexity of metal. So what's the secret? Why do some mics capture the brutality of metal perfectly, while others just turn it into sonic sludge? It really comes down to a few key things. And the biggest one is the mic's ability to handle high sound pressure levels, or SPL. Metal is loud, like extremely, extremely loud. From a vocalist's piercing scream to a high-gain, palm-muted chug, the sound waves hitting that mic are incredibly powerful. A mic that isn't built for this will just distort, giving you a clipped, nasty sound before the signal even gets into your computer. This is exactly why dynamic microphones are the champs for close micing loud stuff in metal. They're just tougher and less sensitive than condenser mics, designed to take that beating and capture aggressive sounds without falling apart. The second factor is frequency response. A mic's frequency response is just the parts of the sound it naturally boosts or cuts, the lows, mids, and highs. For metal, you need mics that can grab the guttural low end of a growl, the aggressive mid-range that helps a guitar cut through, and the sharp attack of a snare, all without sounding harsh or boomy. For example, a mic with a built-in mid-range bump can be a secret weapon for making vocals and guitars pop in a super dense mix. Finally, there's the polar pattern. The most common pattern you'll see in metal recording is cardioid. A cardioid mic mostly hears what's directly in front of it and rejects the sound from the sides and back. In a loud, echoey room, or even a small, untreated bedroom studio, this is a lifesaver. It lets you isolate the instrument you're actually trying to record, which cuts down on bleed from other instruments and nasty room echo. That tight, focused sound is what gives pro metal recordings their clarity. Let's start with probably the most dynamic and trickiest thing to record in metal, the voice. From guttural lows to piercing shrieks, metal vocals need a mic that can take a beating while still keeping the tone and character of the performance. If one mic is a straight-up legend for modern rock and metal vocals, it's the Shure SM7B, the same mic I'm using right here. This thing is legendary for a reason. It's a dynamic mic known for its incredibly smooth and warm sound, and it has this magical way of taming the harsh, scratchy frequencies that could ruin an aggressive vocal take. One of its best features, especially for home studios, is its amazing off-axis rejection. This just means it's fantastic at ignoring room noise and focusing only on the singer, giving you a clean, pro sound, even in a room that's not perfect. The SM7B handles ridiculously high SPLs without even flinching, and has a built-in pop filter and shock mount to cut down on breath noise. You'll need an audio interface with a powerful, clean preamp that can provide at least 60 dB of gain, or you can grab an inline booster like a cloud lifter to help out. But what if an SM7B is out of your budget? Don't sweat it. There's another legend that will get you killer results for way less money, the Shure SM58. For about $100, the SM58 is practically indestructible and has been a go-to in studios and on stage for decades. It has a smooth mid-range and a bit of a peak in the high frequencies that's designed to help vocals cut through a busy mix, making it awesome for harsh screams and growls. Like its cousin, the SM57, it can handle insane volumes and is built like a tank. While it has a built-in grill that works as a pop filter, I'd still recommend using an external pop filter to really stop those big P and B sounds from popping. The SM58 proves you don't need to break the bank to get a powerful, mix-ready vocal. Alright, let's talk about the backbone of any metal track, the guitars. The goal is to capture all the weight, aggression, and articulation of your high-gain tone without turning it into a fizzy, undefined mess. And when it comes to miking a guitar amp, there's one undisputed king, the Shure SM57. Seriously, ask any recording engineer. They'll have at least one SM57, probably more. It's the mic for recording electric guitar cabs, and for good reason. This dynamic mic is famous for handling crazy loud volumes and capturing the aggressive bite of a distorted guitar with amazing clarity. Its frequency response, from 40 Hz to 15 kHz, is basically tailor-made for heavy music. The SM57 has a presence peak in the upper mid-range that helps guitar slice through a dense mix, making sure every palm-muted chug and speedy riff is heard. With an SM57, placement is everything. A great starting point is to put the mic right up on the amp's grill, pointing at the speaker. For the brightest, most aggressive tone, aim it at the center of the speaker cone, the little dust cap. As you move the mic toward the outer edge of the speaker, the tone gets darker and smoother. A popular sweet spot is right at where the dust cap meets the cone, which usually gives you a great balance of bite and body. For an even bigger guitar sound, a lot of engineers use two mics. This usually means blending the SM57 with another mic to get a wider range of frequencies. A popular combo is pairing the SM57's mid-range punch with a large diaphragm condenser mic like an AKG C414 or Rode NT1A, which can add more low-end depth and high-end sparkle. If you use two mics, just make sure to check your phase alignment so the signals are working together, not canceling each other out. Okay, we could do a whole series just on miking drums, and maybe I should. But let's hit the basics for getting that punchy metal sound. The drums are the foundation, so getting them right is non-negotiable. For the kick drum, you need a mic that can handle a huge burst of low end and the sharp attack of the beater. A classic choice is the AKG D112. It's literally designed for bass drums and has been a studio standard forever. Another great option is the Sennheiser E602, which gives you similarly powerful and defined kick sounds. For the snare, which needs to be loud, crisp, and full of attitude, the trusty Shure SM57 proves its worth yet again. Putting one SM57 on the top of the snare gets you the stick attack and the drum's body. And then you can add a second mic on the bottom. Just flip the polarity to capture the bright snap of the snare wires. For the toms, you need a mic that captures both the powerful initial hit and the deep resonance of the drums. A fantastic and super convenient option is the Sennheiser E604. These are small, dynamic mics that clip right onto the rim of the toms, so they're easy to position and stay out of the drummer's way. They're known for handling very high sound pressure levels and do a great job of capturing the punch and low-end body of rack and floor toms, giving you that thunderous sound you want in a metal mix. Finally, to capture the cymbals and the overall vibe of the kit, you'll want a pair of condenser mics as overheads. Models like the Rode NT1A or the AKG C214 are excellent choices. They have the sensitivity and detail you need to capture the shimmer of the cymbals and the sound of the room, adding that professional sheen to your drums. Having the right mics is half the battle. Knowing how to use them is the other half. So here are a few quick tips that will take your recordings from demo quality to studio polished. First, use a pop filter for vocals. This little screen between the singer and the mic is not optional. It breaks up the blasts of air from P and B sounds, preventing those nasty, bassy thumps from ruining a perfect take. Second, get your gain staging right. Gain is just the microphone's input level on your audio interface. You want to set it so the loudest parts of your performance are strong and clear, but never so loud that they clip or distort the input. A good target is to have your signal peaking around -12 to -8 dB in your recording software. This leaves plenty of headroom for mixing and mastering later. Third, don't be afraid to experiment with mic placement. Like we talked about with guitars, moving a mic even an inch can totally change the tone. This goes for every instrument. For vocals, getting closer to the mic can boost the bass because of the proximity effect, while backing off can create a more open, airy sound. Take the time to move your mics around and really listen to find the spot that sounds best for the song. Before we get to that final bonus tip, if you're finding this guide helpful, make sure to check out the description below. I've included a link to my free resources to help you on your recording journey. All right, let's wrap this up. For aggressive vocals that need to cut through, the Shure SM7B is the industry standard, and the Shure SM58 is an amazing budget-friendly option. For huge high-gain guitar tones, the Shure SM57 is your champion. And for drums, a combo of dedicated kick, snare, tom mics with condenser overheads will give you that powerful, polished foundation. And now for that bonus tip I promised. If you're on a super tight budget and can only afford one good microphone to get started, what should you buy? My recommendation is the Shure SM57. While everyone knows it as the ultimate guitar amp mic, its versatility is its real superpower. Tons of iconic vocal tracks have been recorded with an SM57, and it's a workhorse on snare drums. With an SM57 and a pop filter, you can record killer guitars, punchy drums, and aggressive vocals that will sit perfectly in a metal mix. It might not be as smooth on vocals as an SM7B or as detailed as a condenser, but its ability to handle volume and deliver a raw, authentic tone makes it the single most valuable tool for a metal band just starting to record. It's proof that even with the right gear and a little knowledge, you have everything you need to start capturing your band's brutal sound with clarity and power. If you're finding this helpful, you might want to check out one of my videos that YouTube is recommending for you, probably right over here.